Well, another day in bonkers Britain, and yet another crazy revelation. Councils where young white girls were groomed and raped by British Pakistani men have endorsed a definition of Islamophobia that brands the phrase Asian grooming gangs as racist. Yes, you couldn't make this up. In today's video, we will discuss the full story, all whilst going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we do have new One Keer t-shirts available on our website. Go to britishstand.com or check the link in the description. So as stated in the intro, councils where young white girls were groomed and raped by British Pakistani men have endorsed a definition of Islamophobia that brands the phrase Asian grooming gangs as racist. Oxford, Newcastle, Manchester and Calderdale are 4 areas where the local councils have adopted a report that critics claim will silence whistleblowers trying to speak out against child abuse. The report cautioned the phrase Asian grooming gangs was a modern repetition of age-old stereotypes and tropes about Islam, of sexual profligacy and paedophilia, or Islam and violence, claiming that they heighten the vulnerability of Muslims to hate crimes. The Labour Party formally adopted the report, which was written by the All-Party Parliamentary Group, APPG, for British Muslims, co-chaired by Health Secretary Wes Streeting. Now, the government is considering a formal definition of anti-Muslim hate to be used nationally, which critics have hit out at, calling it a blasphemy law. Former Labour MP Anne Cryer, who first raised concerns of the grooming of girls as young as 11 in Keighley, claimed local councils were petrified of being called racist, and so reverted to the default of political correctness. Big groups of mainly British Pakistani men have been convicted of grooming white girls in Oxford, Newcastle, Greater Manchester and Calderdale. On Friday, Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp called the definition an insult to the victims. He said, "It's bad enough to hear these ideas coming from the Labour Party, but it is an insult to the victims that the very same councils who covered up these appalling crimes are attempting to manipulate the definition of Islamophobia to make it forbidden to even talk about the rape gangs." He added that the proposed definition was dangerous, claiming it risks the persecution of people who tell the truth about issues like the rape gangs. Mr. Musk has claimed that more than 1 million children have been victims of grooming gangs in the UK. A precise number has not been found out just yet. This is how people reacted. One user said, "Well, they would do. Please ask them to look at the English language definition of grooming gangs and rape gangs, both of which are the correct terms for what has happened regardless of ethnicity. These terms are correct, and racism on this occasion is not a plausible argument." Lisa said, "Political correctness is what got us in this mess in the first place. Even Wes Streeting acknowledges that. Why are they doubling down?" This user said, "What are the names of those who defined this? They should be publicly available, so voters can vote them out." This user said, "And this is precisely why this problem was allowed to go on for so long in the first place. Don't they ever learn?" What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In other news, a breakthrough experimental drug has shown promising results in shrinking advanced prostate cancer tumours, offering new hope for men whose current treatments have stopped working. The drug, known as NXP800, has demonstrated effectiveness in laboratory trials at the Institute of Cancer Research. Scientists hailed the discovery as an exciting step towards tackling treatment resistance in prostate cancer patients. The experimental medicine, which is also being tested for ovarian disease, could provide a crucial lifeline for men who are no longer responding to existing treatments. In tests conducted on mice, untreated tumours doubled in size within 38 days. However, among those treated with NXP800, only about 1/3 of tumours reached this size in the same time frame. The drug's effectiveness was further demonstrated in lab-grown cells and mini-tumours developed from patient samples. Even in cases where conventional treatments had failed, the results showed NXP800's ability to significantly slow cancer growth. NXP800 works by targeting a specific cellular mechanism called the heat shock factor 1, HSF1 pathway. This pathway normally acts as a protective mechanism in cells, but cancer cells hijack it to support their own growth. These proteins help cancer cells survive stressful conditions as tumors start to develop. Importantly, scientists discovered the drug could slow cancer growth even in cells that had become resistant to enzalutamide, a common hormone therapy. Dr. Adam Sharp, leader of the Translational Therapeutics Group at the Institute of Cancer Research, emphasized the urgent need for new treatment approaches, explaining, "While hormone therapies have extended the lives of lots of men with advanced prostate cancer, drug resistance is inevitable. We need to tackle the problem from a new angle. Excitingly, we've shown that targeting this pathway can slow the growth of prostate cancer tumors, even for tumors that are resistant to hormone therapy," he added. The next phase will involve determining which prostate cancer patients might respond best to the treatment. Lastly, King Charles and Queen Camilla have relocated to the Scottish Highlands, following their Christmas celebrations at Sandringham in Norfolk. The court circular confirmed the monarch's presence at Balmoral Castle this week, where the royal couple are enjoying a period of downtime. The King, 76, is set to resume his public duties on Monday at Buckingham Palace, where he will host 3 organisations dedicated to educating future generations about the Holocaust. This move follows the pattern established by their Majesties last year, when they were seen attending a church service at Crathie Kirk near the Balmoral estate. While the late Queen Elizabeth II traditionally remained at Sandringham until the 6th of February to mark the anniversary of her father's death, Charles and Camilla have opted to spend part of their winter break in Scotland. The King and Queen hosted members of the royal family at Sandringham over the festive period, including Camilla's children Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopes with their families. The Prince and Princess of Wales attended the Christmas Day service at St Mary Magdalene Church with their 3 children, joining Charles and Camilla hours before the King's speech was broadcast. Prince Andrew was notably absent from the celebrations, remaining at Royal Lodge in Windsor amid scandals surrounding his connections to an alleged Chinese spy who has been barred from the UK. Princess Eugenie also missed the family gathering, choosing to spend Christmas with her husband Jack Brooksbank's family and their young sons, August and Ernest. Charles maintains his Scottish residence Birkhall, which he inherited from the Queen Mother in 2002, alongside the historic Balmoral Castle. The royal couple have continued the late Queen's tradition of hosting family members at Balmoral during their annual summer break in August. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.